Hey, what's up guys, it's Fish here and welcome back to another Lord of the Rings 3rd Age Reforged free-for-all battle. Today we have the forces of Rohan, we have the forces of the Dwarves who are currently in the wake of the Witch King's fortress, which looks really cool. And again, I always love the Dwarves as well. I always kind of bring a real nice feel to any battle which they're a part of. As well as that, we also have the forces of the Orcs of Gundabad. I guess they're trying to reclaim the Witch King's fortress for him. And then finally we have the elves kind of acting as an army, kind of coming in a bit late to the battle itself. But straight off the bat, you can kind of almost see that everyone's acting really defensively in this free-for-all, which is very interesting. It's going to be exciting to see, who makes the first move in this battle. So let's run through the army comps really quickly. This shouldn't take long whatsoever because, this is kind of a smaller free-for-all than we're used to, or at least all the units are a lot more compact. So for Rohan, on the front line, they have a whole line of the Spearman Militia, obviously units which aren't really going to be doing too much, but almost just acting there as numbers. Then we have some of his Hemlingas, I think that's how you pronounce it. Some pretty decent archers. They're definitely going to inflict some casualties onto the Dwarfs, which you can already see is what they're doing. Then obviously more militia to finish off that rank. Then behind that we have some dismounted Royal Guard, always a good looking unit. And also finally we have these Helman Hammers. These guys look absolutely sick. I love the size of their shields. Really does add something very nice to them. We're just going to speed it up just a little bit as well. Then as we go back for Rohan's cavalry, obviously Rohan needing elite cavalry to help them win the day. We have some Rohan bodyguard. We have some of these royal nobles. Very nice. Then we also have 2 units of these Royal Guard on the far right flank. And then finally we have 3 units of Rohan Riders. So pretty nice cavalry force. You can obviously see they spent a lot of money on this cavalry force, and hopefully it will pay dividends in the battle. Then if we take a look at the Orcs of Gundabad, we can see on their entire front line they pretty much just have a whole range of these Witch Realm pikemen. Then behind them they have more of the elite forces of the Guardians of Cardoon. They're extremely good. And then on the outer flanks of their new box, they also have some Orc Halberds. It's funny that everyone's literally making a new box. I wonder how this one's going to turn out, especially now the artillery is going in the background as well. Finally, some last couple units, you have some Numenorian Shadow Guard and the Witcher unit, which is always an interesting unit. As you can just see the artillery, yeah, just smashing in, actually getting huge hits off on the heavy lancers there. Are they just going to straight up charge the ranks? I guess we're going to slow it down because if they're charging these ranks, that's going to be very interesting. I'll make sure not to miss that. So the Dwarven formation, we have some Iron Foot Guard on the front lines, along with some Axemen of Erebor, as well as some of the Dragon Slayers as well. As we go back, we have some of the Blacklock Engineers. These guys are really good. We also have some Ironfoot Pikemen, some Ironfoot Spearmen, some Mithril Guard, a Catapult, and then finally some Iron Spearmen up there, along with a few other infantrymen kind of scattered around right there. Then finally for the Elven forces, because I really don't want to miss that cavalry charge, we have 2 units of these Elder Pathfinders. Again, always looking good. I always love the look of these dudes. Always very nice. Then as we continue to go back to the main Elven army, which is again in a new box. Like, what is wrong with people? Are they just not wanting to get stuck in? I mean, this battle isn't too long, so it must kind of, go into full speed very quickly. We have some of the heavy archers along with some more of the heavy spearmen. I'm just not even going to try and pronounce these names because I know I'm going to butcher them. That's just kind of the jackiefishhh specialty. But they do look really cool. Definitely taking inspiration from the Hobbit film. And I mean, yeah, they do look amazing. Definitely like the look of them overall. Then we also have some of these Elder Royal Guard. They're really good. They use their bow and they pull out a pretty big 2-handed axe as well after. And then finally we have some of these really cool looking Elder Palace Guard as well, with 2 kind of blades on either side. So let's go over and let's get this battle started. And hopefully we haven't missed the Rohan charge, which looked like which was about to start. I think we're literally just coming in time. This is absolutely awesome. It's also extremely brave from Rohan to decide that they just want to charge the Dwarven lines with no respect. And there we go, their first charge in, along with some archer fire. They're going to be receiving a lot of crossbow fire. The Orcs of Gundabad are throwing in their artillery over here. Oh, kind of getting that's actually a really nice hit as more of the Royal Guard comes flying in against the Axemen. Charging these Axemen is a smart move, but the only thing I'm worried about for the forces of Rohan is all these spear units getting involved. Oh my lord, another huge hit from Gundabad there, killing so many of these spearmen, literally taking out like 20 of them in one shot. That was pretty crazy. The Royal Guard are now getting stuck in. We also actually have some cavalry we'll go down to half speed quickly. I want to see what they're doing. We have cavalry from Rohan going to every single force. God, Gennaku, who's playing as Rohan, is just going all out right now. I don't think he's going to be able to penetrate this iron new box right here, but he's going to try his best. He's also going to send his cavalry out to these pathfinders out here as well. He can definitely catch these guys out not doing much. But I mean, shout out to Rohan. They went in for it. They were looking for a scrap and they decided to go for it, even though most people would probably tell them not to. A lot of the archer fire is going in, but I guess let's check out this cavalry engagement over here as the Rohan cavalry does decide to retreat from the forces of the Dwarves. I mean, I was not expecting them to charge in like that. They're going to be going in, killing quite a few of these Elder Pathfinders and trapping this one unit. If they can wrap around, then that would be absolutely amazing. Yeah, they're going to catch this entire unit, I think. Especially as it tries to retreat, they're going to kill so many of them. Well, not really, actually. I feel like Rohan lost a lot more. Yeah, look how many cavalrymen Rohan lost there. Granted, these are just weaker horse units, but even still, Rohan are also... Oh my god, Rohan are just going in. They're charging into the back ranks here against the spearmen. I mean, you can't fault Rohan for this. They are definitely at least trying their best to break these ranks, so... You cannot fault them for at least trying to be an aggressor here and try and break them. They're definitely trying their best. Unfortunately, it's probably not the most tactical move. And they've also got some more horses over here as well. Artillery is going back and forth. The Dwarves have turned their focus to the Orcs of Gundabad, killing so many. God, catapult hits just give me PTS. They really do. The amount of artillery fire going back and forth. It looks like the artillery for Gundabad are trying to take out the catapult pieces for the Dwarves. They're going to retaliate with some shots. And if they get some nice hits off like they did last time, like they just did there, killing, you know, it's not doing a crazy amount of damage, but it's taking out some pretty elite units. You know, killing like 10 dudes at a time is nothing to be shunned at whatsoever. The artillery for the Orcs of Gundabad is in a really good position. Are they? Oh my god. This is like the Battle of Pelennor Fields right here. As the Royal Guard just break upon the Halberdier line. Actually getting pretty deep into their formation there as well. Massive shout out to the Riders of Rohan. Surely they're going to be getting slaughtered now, but they must not stand a chance whatsoever. I mean, you cannot fault Gennaku, who's playing as Rohan for this. He is showing some balls. Instead of just being defensive, he is moving forward. He's literally the only one, I think, actually moving his army forward. Everyone else is currently sitting in their new box, just holding back. And the forces of Rohan are showing what they are made of, as a huge artillery hit actually gets so much friendly fire right there from the Dwarves. That one was kind of paid for that friendly fire hit right there. So the Dwarves are sending out a few units, and now the Orcs of Gundabad are starting to reform and send out some troops as well. Oh my god, these artillery hits, man, are just insane. Oh, this one's friendly fire. This one is definitely friendly fire. Oh my god, that killed so many Ironfoot spearmen. That literally killed about 30 of them. The Dwarven engineers need to sort out their range, because at the moment they're just getting so many dead dwarfs due to it. And again, another disgusting artillery hit. I literally don't know how many times I'm going to say disgusting artillery hit in this replay, but I know it's going to be a lot. I can't believe as well how well the riders did against the halberdiers. I guess not so much here. You see a lot of dead horses, but you know, again, they definitely showed that they're brave. I guess you can say that. And I mean, the Royal Guard, the Royal Nobles, aren't going to be doing too badly. They are receiving missile fire as well now. I hope that we see the elves starting to move, because everyone else is about to clash, and the elves are still just sitting back here. So I do hope we do get to see the proper forces all moving in. Yeah, at the moment it looks like the dwarfs and the elves are the dwarfs and the men are kind of somewhat being friendly to one another, getting all this archer fire coming out, and yeah, they're pushing in. The forces of Rohan are climbing in. Oh my god, but if they turn their catapults right now and focus down here, that'd be devastating. It really would. They'd be able to kill, you know, like 100 dudes in one shot. It does look like Rohan are trying to burn the catapults, which is a pretty smart move. Taking out these catapults before they can, you know, realize they should turn and kill the Rohan infantry would be a pretty smart move. Oh, the dwarfs, though. The dwarfs, thank god that missed. I think I might have been sick a little bit if that dwarven artillery hit just got like a massive smash like right here. The forces of Rohan are sandwiching in the guards of Khardoum between the Dwarves and Rohan. That is crazy cool. We're also going to see the Helm Hammer Guard moving in. Oh, but please no. For the love of God, no! Father, why have you forsaken us? So many Rohan soldiers going down. Luckily, they are just militia, but even still, that is pretty disgusting. The Hammer Guard moving in against literally some axemen of Rohan. They are going to be getting shot in the side by missile fire, but they look very, very cool. Look at this one badass dude just charging deep into the ranks, smashing away dwarfs left, right, and center. I imagine they are an extremely deadly unit. And can hold their own against pretty much anything. The Witch Realm Pikemen now coming into the side of the Rohan militia as more artillery hits come in. I mean, the Dwarves have a kind of the best situation here because all their artillery hits are coming in and they're fighting both Witch Realm Pikemen and they're finding Men of Rohan as well. So they've definitely got, you know, the best of both worlds at the moment. How's the Archer Fire doing? I can't imagine too many of these catapults. Yeah, there's only 28 dudes left. They're soon not going to be able to man all 3 catapults. Actually, I don't think they can man all 3 catapults already. And we wouldn't be surprised if we saw one of these catapults lighting on fire. The Rohan militia have been absolutely dissipated right there. It does look like the Dwarves are starting to mount more and more soldiers from their defensive position. And the Riders of Rohan are making their way across the battlefield, looking for now this weakened Dwarven position. They're going to be charging into this Ironfoot Guard. Oh, they're going to be getting a good hit off there. We also just saw the Witches now shooting. That's another artillery hit. The Witches are just flaming on and they are burning. The Archer Fire maybe almost needs to be turned onto the Witches right now. Because look at that damage. Oh my lord. The damage from the Witches right now are so deadly. Getting some missile fire on that or getting some cavalry on that, I think would just go a really long way. The militia for Rohan have actually gone ahead and routed right now. And it's really just the main Rohan line and this cavalry which are currently fighting the Orc Halberds still. So brave. So brave. Yeah, there is not a lot. I love how the flames stick around from the Witches as well in the battlefield. I think that just looks really, really cool. The Hammer Guard's still looking for more and more of a scrap. The Dwarven Halberds making their way in. The Dwarven Halberds should really turn their focus back to fighting against the other foes. Some archers charging in right now, trying to deal some damage to these guys. The cavalry for Rohan will just be doing lots of hammer and anvils, which is a smart move. That's what they really need to do, because they're going to be killing a lot of this Ironfoot Guard on the front lines. They just need to try and prepare themselves. The elves, man. The elves are literally just sticking here, and I'm pretty sure this is scored resolution, so they better start moving sometime soon, otherwise they're just not going to get any points and there's no way they're going to win. Oh, we've got a three-way gangbang going on right now as we have the dismounted Royal Guard being surrounded by the Witch Realm Pikemen, who are also being attacked by the Axemen of Erebor. This is what I live for in 3rd Age Reforged battles. Just forces from every single side fighting. These are the battles I love. Oh, and also when we have shit like that happening, it's just so good. This is why free-for-alls are so good, and this is why I'm also really looking forward to playing some free-for-alls in Warhammer 2. I think that's going to be super exciting. Having all the... Because, you know, as much as we get battles in now where we have, like, we have alliances and betrayals and stuff like that being made, I think we're going to see exactly the same when I'm playing with my Discord in Warhammer 2. Oh, the Dwarven General has been run down by some cavalry. Did they make it... Oh, wow, what a nice move there by Rohan. They made it all the way around the back and then charged into the side of the Mithril Guard, actually killing the Dwarven General. Wow, what a nice maneuver. I can't believe I didn't even see that. That was a really nice maneuver right there. Very smart. And I think that's going to kind of maybe even force the Dwarves to retreat. They have to be somewhat careful as these Hammer Guard, again, there's 41 of them left. I think they've lost around about 20 of their units, so 1/3. But they're doing a lot of damage, even though they are receiving some artillery fire. More cavalry come pouring in. Come on, elves, let's make a move. I want to see you guys get in. You have so much cool-looking infantry, and at the moment you're just sitting here being boring. No one likes a camper whatsoever, serious. I know you are being a nuisance with your cavalry, but I want to see your entire force be pushed into this battle. Classic elves, right? Classic elves sitting back, waiting for everyone else to die. I mean, to be fair, if I was immortal, I'd be doing exactly that. I'd let everyone else fight out and then move in and mop up. But unfortunately, I believe this is scored resolution, so... You know, camping away isn't going to help you win this battle and claim the throne of the free-for-all king. Yeah, the forces of Rohan doesn't look like they're going to win this battle, but they've definitely been the most aggressive, meaning they could definitely have received the most amount of kills. So even though Rohan, you know, don't look the strongest in manpower left, they definitely still have plenty of infantry. And also, that does look really cool as well, having the dwarven crossbows just look across the battlefield, having this fortification in the background, the smoke from all the enemy artillery as well. You know, Medieval 2 is a very old game, but you definitely can't fault it for its graphics. There's also a graphics mod out there, or not a mod, but a graphics where you can, like, well, I guess it's more like settings, where you can download this program, adjust a bunch of your settings, and you can make the game look a lot nicer. And it's something I do need to set up at some point, considering I'm doing so much more Medieval 2 at the moment. I definitely do need to adjust it. There's just like a lot more like special effects and stuff going on in the battle. What are these guys fighting? Are they fighting the witches? Oh, nice cavalry charge there by the elves, getting actually on the back of the charge of the witches. They do actually decide to rout though. Wait, who admitted defeat right there? Did the elves admit defeat? Classic elves right there. Classic elves retreating from the field of battle. They've decided that they're not going to come and help anyone in this battle. They're going to decide they're just going to get the hell out of there, save their elf lives. Classic elves right there. He would have fought it. And they're just going to leave the men and the dwarves to go against the Witch Realm pikemen, who I don't know if they're going to be able to handle this. The pikemen have formed up, and they'll be charging on. Are we going to see a retreat from the dwarfs and the men, and retreat back and try and hold back this charge? Because the pikemen just look so awesome as they're just pushing in bit by bit. Their ranks are just descending upon the remnants of the forces of man and dwarfs. However, the Rohan forces do not look like they're going to be giving up whatsoever, as again they're charging halberdiers. These Rohan riders have a death wish, really, they do. And the Rohan riders are going to be retreating back now, but it does not look good. I feel like the forces of Gundabad just have so many men left, they're going to be able to mop this battle up. We almost have a battle of the bastard situation happening right here. As these guys are almost completely surrounded. We also have some more basic orc halberdiers making their way in, fighting up against the dwarfs. However, the dwarfs are sturdy folk. They're not easily to be defeating. But the general of Rohan has now been slain. The Mithril Guard coming in. I think every general apart from Gundabad has been killed right now. More of the Witch Realm pikemen making their way up. Yeah, I honestly cannot see the forces of good winning this battle. And I think what should have happened here is the forces of Rohan and the forces of the dwarfs should have retreated back up this hill and fought together against Gundabad. I think that could have been a really cool situation. However, men and dwarfs are stubborn. I like to think that the forces of Rohan went to the dwarfs and were like, come on, we need to kill this common enemy. And the dwarfs were just like spat in their face and charged at them or something, or killed their diplomat. The flags of Rohan being held high in the wind. However, once again, I do not think it will be enough. Also, this map is actually really cool. I'd like to see a defensive siege on this map. That'd be awesome, I think. If the people in my Discord want to play a defensive siege on here, because I guess this is supposed to be the Witch King's like fortress here. And if you guys want to create a scenario on this battle, be my guest, because I would love to cast a battle like that. As we have more of a Witch Realm pikemen silencing the crossbows. And silencing these crossbows is a really smart move. However, a nice charge there by Rohan, killing the enemy general. Definitely does still give hope of maybe routing these guys. But I just feel like Gundabad have some really elite units, and it's going to take quite a lot to rout them. The crossbows are leaving a small vanguard and retreating back everything else. Mithril Guard are trying their best to kill the enemy, but somewhat failing. And again, this last stand from the Dragon Slayers look absolutely beautiful. Especially with the Archer Fire coming in as well. I still can't believe that the elves were just like, nah fam, I'm good, and just literally left the battlefield. I was waiting for them to come in and just clashing the enemy. I guess I should have expected it though, because they were just sitting there for far too long. No elven lives were here to be given this day, apart from a few pathfinders. So at least Rohan managed to kill a few of the elves, made them pay in some lives. More of the Dragon Slayers are going down, but they are holding their own, which is good. The Dragon Slayers are always good at fighting against the enemy. I mean, the Dwarves are just such a sturdy faction. I mean, I think all of Rohan is pretty much dead. Are they routing right now, or are they retreating? Yeah, they're all routing. So I think there's like one unit of Rohan infantry left, which is this unit right here, currently fighting some of the Sons of the Fallen. Yeah, it's just one unit of missiles, which is impressive considering that they don't have anything left, but this unit is still fighting. And apparently they thought for a second there that only a fool could lose a battle. They are going to be getting killed now, though. These guards of the Guardians of Khadum are going to be finishing them up. I think that's going to be it. All the Royal Cavalry has been killed. There's still some witches left, as these guys are just chanting. The Numenorians are like, yes, bring it on. Yeah, it does look like that all of Rohan have been silenced now, apart from obviously this one unit, but that's going to be going down momentarily. The pikemen are continuing to push on. There is still some crossbow fire. That crossbow fire is going to be getting some kills, but I just can't see them standing around. You know, being last man standing is definitely going to go to the Guardians of Khadum and the Orcs of Gundabad. But I don't know who's going to win the kills overall, because I feel like Rohan, you know, was so aggressive. Obviously the elves are going to come last, but Rohan was so aggressive they could have got the most amount of kills, because they were fighting everyone. But again, them artillery hits were just so brutal for both the Orcs of Gundabad and the Orcs of the Dwarves. They are actually also routing some of these Witch-Realm pikemen. Oh, this is very interesting all of a sudden, because now the Dwarves have their crossbows let back. They can just pepper away all these pikemen from the side and reinforce with whatever infantry they still have left remaining. So there we go. I think that's going to be the last Rohan unit. So Rohan are completely out. But this is going to force, yeah, they are completely out. It's going to force the entirety of the Orcs of Gundabad now onto the Dwarves. I just don't know who's going to win. I thought the Orcs of Gundabad had this in the bag, but the Dwarves are just showing their resilientness. And I mean, all of these guys are actually shaken as well, or at least some of these guys are shaken. The Dwarves could easily rout them, you know, continuing up this fire, moving up more reinforcements. We've got 2 units of crossbows fighting pretty heavily, and if they push up these halberds as well, we could definitely see these guys routing. Because at the moment, the Orcs of Gundabad only think a genius could win this battle. Are we going to see a mass rout? To be fair, though, we do have the Witchers slowly making their way into the battle, and these guys are going to unleash their fire onto the Dwarfs and whatever remains. We have the Guards of Khadum running in an awesome-looking formation right now. That does look very cool. I love the look of them as they push up. They're trying to charge the Dwarven line, but I guess that's a good reason why they held up these pikemen right here for their last stand. The crossbows can continue to shoot. Are we going to see a mass rout, though? That's what I really want to know. I mean, bringing up this unit right here is smart to help try and buff the morale. This battle is going to go down to the wire on last man standing, and I guess each kill really does matter, because I think kill-wise, this battle is really even between all 3 of them. And whoever really kind of can make the most of what they have left, I think will just claim victory. I think at the moment Rohan are at the top, but I believe by the end of the battle they won't be, just because there's a lot of killing still left to be done. The Guards of Khadum are coming up. A few crossbow arrows are kind of missing their mark and hitting the dwarf. The Mithril Guard are going to charge down. And the Mithril Guard are eager, whereas these guys are... Oh, they're also eager, so that's fine. The pikemen charging, or the halberds, I should say, are moving in against the Guardians of Khadum. I love the look of the fortress in the background. Definitely a nice addition as they continue to charge on, trying to use their numbers to overwhelm the formation. It's a smart move. Some people can call this cheesy, and I honestly don't think it does. I don't think it is. I think it punishes people for having really thin lines, and that should be a thing. If the enemy have really thin lines, then they should definitely be punished for for doing that by, you know, by you using your numbers to overwhelm the formation. I think that's something that Medieval 2 does so well is play on the weight of numbers factor. You know, if you have, or at least, I mean, sometimes you can have smaller units holding a smaller formation if they're just a heavier unit, you know, more armor or something along them lines. But, you know, if you have a choke point but you're not committing enough men there, then you're going to get punished slowly by being pushed back bit by bit by the army, which is committing more weight to that engagement. And that's what I really love about Medieval 2. You know, just kind of that feel. And I feel like that is very medieval. And you get some really, like, gritty siege battles because of that. The Numenorians are pushing in against the Dwarves. And yeah, this is literally a fight to the death right now. A few of the Guardians of Khazad have actually made their way back here, but that's not going to stop the crossbow fire from occurring at all. A few of them are going to be pulling out their axes and hopefully dealing with them, and this should allow them to then form up their crossbows once again and continue their firing down the hill. I'm not really sure what they're focusing on, as some of the Orc halberds have now made their way up. The Dwarfs are not going down without a fight though, that is for sure. They are fighting to the last. Especially these guys, they are surrounded right now. The Dragon Slayers of Ered Mithrin, I think is how you pronounce that, are completely surrounded by halberds. They're taking down as many of the enemy as they can though, which is definitely very useful when it comes to a score resolution free-for-all. But I think the numbers are just, I mean, to be fair though, they've managed to cut through here. I was going to say the numbers are too great, but it does look like these Dragon Slayers have managed to, like, open up a retreat route for them if they need it. And I mean, victory seems certain. Only a fool could lose this battle. Whereas these guys are, you know, feeling that defeat is almost imminent. How about up here? They look pretty good up here. Yeah, they think that they can win this engagement, but they don't think they can win the engagement down there. So, yeah, this battle could literally go either way. I guess it's whoever routes first. Yeah, whoever routes first on either of these engagements. Because if the Dragon Slayers win here, then they can run up here and, you know, deal with these guys. But if they allow them to kind of push on this formation, then that's not good. Because if the Numenorians can silence the crossbows, I think that's it for the Dwarfs. I think having the crossbows left is really important. There's only 6 halberds left there. And, what, 18 pikemen on this far left flank? So the Dwarfs are going to win this engagement. However, they're going to lose everything else. Especially now these Numenorians have made their way up against the Dwarfs. They are still shooting, though. And that's a pretty dangerous point-blank volley. And they're going to continue to shoot. Wow. The Dwarfs are just so versatile. They're going to continue to shoot on these point-blank range formations right now. I'm not sure if actually any of them shots fired. I think some of them did, but I think half of them didn't because they're just too close to the enemy. So they're probably going to be pulling out their swords any second now. The last dwarf goes down of the last couple. There's a few more mithril guards still left remaining, but they're extremely bloodied. And they're going to be getting slain by the Guardians of Khazad and the Orc halberds. I love the way the Orc halberds literally just swing it round, like, overhead. And then also just, like, pick away at the Dwarven armor. I mean, it must be, these are mithril guard, for God's sake. They are head to toe in heavy armor. I imagine the only way to really kill these guys would be to hit them in the eyes, so they can see. The rest of the armor must just be so, like, impenetrable. Obviously, it's mithril. Maybe the only way they can die is by, like, maybe like a witcher just burning them alive. That was a pretty cool kill animation right there. Oh, that's hilarious. When the dwarfs do a kill animation, they kind of grow to being a human size. That's pretty hilarious. These Ironfoot Rangers are still left. How are these guys doing? So the Dragon Slayers are going to win this. Well, they still have quite a few of them left. 15 of the Dragon Slayers left. And then they're going to have to charge up this hill. So by the looks of it, the Orcs of Gundabad have managed to reclaim the fortress for the Witch King. But it's just going to be up to the Ironfoot crossbows. I mean, I don't know how strong everyone is left, because this is literally going down to the last couple soldiers. I'm going to speed it up just a little bit, because I want to see how these guys end up fighting. I want to see the rest of this infantry turning up, because obviously these guys are going to be fighting to the death. But I want this reinforcements to turn up quickly. So now the dwarfs have turned up. Yeah, let's go back to normal speed now. If the game will let me. There we go. I want to see how these Dragon Slayers fare, because The crossbows are still remaining, and if the crossbows can maybe kill what remains of these guys, there's only 6 of them left, then maybe they can then start shooting into the back of the rest of the infantry. This is literally going to go down to the wire, I think, especially because they're fighting around these catapults. These catapults seem to, or tend to form up like choke points on the map and prevent a lot of infantry, because that infantry just seems to get really stuck on the catapults, which definitely works in favor of the dwarves. And this is giving the dwarves a lot of kills as well, especially if these crossbows can just kill the rest of his infantry. They can start getting some fire on the back. I mean, the enemy infantry is all shaken apart from this kind of bulk right here. Oh no, have there some units routed? Oh no, that's Orc halberds have routed. The guards of Khaldun are still fighting, and so are the Numenorians, but the dwarves are holding firm. They are not giving an inch right now. And routing 14 men, I think, is pretty big when it comes to just how many men are left. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell me like the percentage because we're not using teams. This is obviously a free-for-all. But literally, either side could come out on top in this battle. Just whether they can rout them. I mean, if they win this engagement, get some arrows into the back, these guys are just going to straight up rout. They do not stand a chance. The dwarves are pushing up, and again, this is really working in their favor. The dwarves are fighting in between the catapults, meaning that numbers don't really matter too much. They can use their smaller numbers pretty effectively right here. The dwarves are slowly going down, slowly but surely their numbers are dropping. But they are going to be winning this engagement back here. They just have 3-4 more men to use, and then they can start shooting in the back of here. And if the Orcs of Gundabad decide to commit any men back there, then that's going to be a struggle. I'm just going to speed it up a little bit again, because I feel like we're dragging on a little bit, and I want to see what happens once they kill the infantry back there. Okay, so the Witches have been also committed, but again, there's only 2 units of the Witches. That's not going to be long for them to kill. And the Dwarves are, again, pushing forward. There's 13 of them left there. Yeah, I think there's literally 13 left, and then a couple units of these Blacklock engineers. So they have about 16 men there, and then also 10. So 26 men for the Dwarves. Oh no, the Dwarves here are shaken, both fighting up against these guys. That is not good, and the Orcs of Gundabad are very much eager still in the battle. But they are cutting them down. Oh no, the crossbows are steady again? Well, the crossbows are steady. If they can get any shots off, that would be pretty good. Are they going to fire? They are shaken now all of a sudden. They're trying to shoot their crossbows, which could be, like, literally game-changing. They're going to shoot. Yeah, some arrows going in. Oh, that's going to be killing a few of them and wounding even more. If they can get a few, like, 1 or 2 more shots off like that, who knows how this battle is. This battle's literally going down to the wire. Yeah, shooting these crossbows is so smart. Because look at all these arrows going in. Even if it's only 3 or 4 arrows, they're going to be finding, like, killing, you know, there's only, like, 7 or 8 of these guys left. Oh my god, the Dwarves maybe have this battle. If they can get like 2 more shots off with their crossbows, you can see a few of them are getting, they're going to die 100%, but every shot they get off onto the back of these guys is literally game changing. Oh, I think they've been silenced now, have they? Yeah, they've been silenced now, unfortunately, and that's probably going to be all she wrote for the crossbows, but have they bought themselves enough time to win? I just don't know. There's not really many Dragon Slayers left. Like, at all. We're going to triple speed it again. Just to see them break their way forward. Because, like, again, we've been here for a long time. I don't want to make this replay drag. We're going to triple speed it. Just as we continue to go down. Maybe just double speed it now. They are pushing up as best as they can. There's 1 Blacklock engineer left. There's also, what, 9 of these guys left. This is going to go down, I think, to like maybe like a 1v1 draw. No, the Dwarves have really pushed out now. Oh, the Dwarves have got this, surely. Yeah, there's like none of these guards of Khaldun left whatsoever. The Dwarves must have this battle. Yeah, they're cutting them down. Wow, this battle is so goddamn close. But have they, though? They need to get the rest of these guys involved. These dudes who are currently glitched out, there's 6 of them left. Oh man, this is going to go down to the last couple of dudes. How awesome is that? And that's just not something you ever see in Warhammer. And again, I bring this up quite a lot, and I'm not to say that this should happen every single time in Warhammer, but I think there should be occasions where you literally go down to fighting to the last man. Alright, Dwarf's about to be executed with the hammer. His head caved in. So how many men left? There's 2 of these guys left. So there's like 5, 6 guys left for the Orcs of Gundabad, and 4 dudes left for the Dwarfs. Oh my god, no, there's more Dwarfs. The Dwarfs have this. Surely the Dwarfs have this. There's 5 of them. 5v4 right now. This is going down to like one-on-ones. 5v4. Every single man. Oh, nice. The Witcher evens it out to a 4v4. Oh, but the Dwarfs strike back with some pretty brutal hits. We're not taking down anyone down, though. That's the issue. They need to be slaying these guys. Oh, and the Dwarfs are taking retribution hits as well. This Witcher has been getting smashed right now. He needs to finish him off before he can get one more kill. His friend is coming to help him. Yeah, the Dwarfs are hitting the other Witcher in the back right now. Witcher and Pikemen, though, are also helping out the rest of the Dragon Slayers. Oh, one of the Dwarfs go down. This is now a this is now a 2v4. Wow. I imagine all these guys are so bloody. This one Dwarf needs to get stuck in. Oh no, 1 Dwarf left remaining. I think that's going to be the battle right there. I wonder who's going to win on score resolution, because I'm pretty sure this is on score resolution. The Dwarf's not going to be enough to win last man standing. And there we go. The last Dwarf does go down. And the screams from the Orcs of Gundabad. So who came first? But yeah, there we go. Gundabad did come first, then the Dwarfs, then Rohan, and then the forces of the Elves. God, serious, you absolute coward. Running away from battle with 108 soldiers. You absolute coward. So let's see how many kills Rohan got. We got 278 kills on the Rohan Nobles. Nice, nice, nice. Anyone else get kind of that many? Not really. The next kind of closest one was again on the Rohan Nobles and on these Rohan Riders. So that was an awesome battle. I love the kind of the elves running away from battle. That was pretty cool. You know, they were supposed to come and aid someone and they just didn't. They were like, you know, no thank you. Like at the Misty Mountains when they walked away from when Smorg attacked. That was an awesome battle. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to drop a like and a comment down below. And I'll see you guys next time, and fish out.